So, step 1, mixing the eggs, flour and salt. First of all, take your flour and put out a fair amount onto the top. What we're going to be doing is creating a small bowl of flour on a clean surface, of course. So just use your fingers to create a bowl which is probably about 6 inches diameter, the inside of the bowl of flour. The idea is that we're going to break the 2 eggs into this bowl and mix them in here to mix in the flour and a little salt. So you probably want a couple of inches width around the bowl so that the egg doesn't leak out all over your surface. That can happen and it's not the end of the world, but we want to avoid it if we can. Make sure you've got really quite a big dish here, and then grab an egg, take a fork and pop in the first egg. Doesn't matter if they split, you're going to be mixing them up anyway. And the second egg. So this will serve 2 people. This is going to make enough pasta for 2. So a dinner date, cooking for your partner, even just cooking, if you're cooking alone, cooking for yourself, you can make double the amount, and obviously you can use that the day after. Now, attack the egg yolks. You really want to spread this orange yolk around as much as you can before you really start whipping, and always try and make sure that the edge of the flour is even thickness on the way around. You can always whiz round the flour like this, or take a bit more and just fill up where you need to. It's better to have too much flour, and you can siphon off any flour you don't use at the end. You can just get rid of to one side. So break the eggs, mix them gently just at first, and then the main thing here is just to take the fork, pop it under the surface and just kind of gently but firmly mix the eggs. Try and move your hand around so that you want to make sure there are no really orange bits here stuck on the edges. You want to really mix this all together. Take some salt. You basically want, say, a good shake, a couple of little shakes. Another way to do that is that when the eggs are in, before you break them, just put enough salt to cover the yolk of each egg, just to cover the orange before you break them. Now mix all this salt in, and we've just got a couple of minutes of mixing like this. Really mix, 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 mix. You're probably down to the surface here, but that doesn't matter. As long as you cleaned it first and you've got a clean surface, everything will be fine. Just pull in any orange bits that aren't mixed in. There we go. Now the next part of this mixing step is really to put in some flour into this. The idea is to reduce the flour gradually and thicken up what you're mixing in the center. So what you do is just take a bit off the tops here, very gently. You don't want to break the walls, but any sides you've got a lot more flour, like this side here, just whoop that into the middle, and then again give it a good stir around, and that will gradually thicken up. You can see it thickening already. Just keep doing that basically for, let's see, 2 or 3 minutes. You want to keep moving your flour around so that it doesn't leak out everywhere. That's the big danger with this bit. But if it does, if it leaked out here, you just push a load of flour around, slop it back in, and you're fine. Now we're nearly there now. This is nearly ready for step 2, but just try and drop in a bit more flour. The more flour you can mix in here while you've still got some edges to the dish, the better, really. See, it's when it begins to stick to the surface, we're pretty much there. Just give it a good mix there. Okay, and we're pretty much there. That's that mix. Take the last bit of gloop off there, the egg gloop, and take away any excess flour you don't need here. That's it. We're pretty much, now those ingredients are mixed there. We've taken off any excess, so we've still got the walls. And we're ready for step 2, which is mushing that all together and creating the pasta dough.